Sahih al-Bukhari 2351. Narrated Sahl bin Sa'di. A tumbler, full of milk or water, was brought to the Prophet, who drank from it, while on his right side there was sitting a boy who was the youngest of those who were present, and on his left side there were old men. The Prophet asked, "O boy, will you allow me to give it, i.e. the rest of the drink, to the old men?" The boy said, "O Allah's Messenger, I will not give preference to anyone over me to drink the rest of it from which you have drunk." So, the Prophet gave it to him. Sahih al-Bukhari 2352. Narrated Az Zuri. Anas bin Malik said that once a domestic sheep was milked for Allah's Messenger, while he was in the house of Anas bin Malik. The milk was mixed with water drawn from the well in Anas's house. A tumbler of it was presented to Allah's Messenger, who drank from it. Then Abu Bakr was sitting on his left side and a Bedouin on his right side. When the Prophet removed the tumbler from his mouth, Umar was afraid that the Prophet might give it to the Bedouin, so he said, "O Allah's Messenger, give it to Abu Bakr who was sitting by your side." But the Prophet gave it to the Bedouin who was to his right and said, "You should start with the one on your right side." Sahih al-Bukhari 2353. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Messenger said, "Do not withhold the superfluous water, for that will prevent people from grazing their cattle." Sahih al-Bukhari 2354. Narrated Abu Hurairah. That Allah's Messenger said, "Do not withhold the superfluous water in order to withhold the superfluous grass." Sahih al-Bukhari 2355. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Messenger said, "No blood money will be charged if somebody dies in a mine or in a well or is killed by an animal, and if somebody finds a treasure in his land he has to give 1/5 of it to the government." Sahih al-Bukhari 2356, 2357. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud. The Prophet said, "Whoever takes a false oath to deprive somebody of his property will meet Allah while he will be angry with him." Allah revealed, "Verily those who purchase a little gain at the cost of Allah's covenant, and their oaths." 3.77 Al-Ashith came to the place where Abdullah was narrating, and said, "What has Abu Abdur Rahman, i.e. Abdullah, been telling you?" This verse was revealed concerning me. I had a well in the land of a cousin of mine. The Prophet asked me to bring witnesses to confirm my claim. I said, "I don't have witnesses." He said, "Let the defendant take an oath then." I said, "O Allah's Messenger, he will take a false oath immediately." Then the Prophet mentioned the above narration and Allah revealed the verse to confirm what he had said. Sahih al-Bukhari 2358. Narrated Abu Hurairah. Allah's Messenger said, "There are 3 persons whom Allah will not look at on the day of resurrection, nor will he purify them, and there shall be a severe punishment. They are, -1. A man possessed superfluous water on a way and he withheld it from travelers. -2. A man who gave a pledge of allegiance to a ruler and he gave it only for worldly benefits. If the ruler gives him something he gets satisfied, and if the ruler withholds something from him, he gets dissatisfied. -3. And man displayed his goods for sale after the Asr prayer and he said, "By Allah, except whom none has the right to be worshipped, I have been given so much for my goods," and somebody believes him and buys them. The Prophet then recited, "Verily, those who purchase a little gain at the cost of Allah's covenant and their oaths." 3.77 Sahih al-Bukhari 2359, 2360. Narrated Abdullah bin Az Zubair. An Ansari man quarreled with Az Zubair in the presence of the Prophet about the Hara canals which were used for irrigating the date palms. The Ansari man said to Az Zubair, "Let the water pass," but Az Zubair refused to do so. So, the case was brought before the Prophet, who said to Az Zubair, "O Zubair, irrigate your land, and then let the water pass to your neighbor." On that the Ansari got angry and said to the Prophet, "Is it because he, i.e. Zubair, is your aunt's son?" On that the color of the face of Allah's Messenger changed because of anger, and he said, "O Zubair, irrigate your land, and then withhold the water till it reaches the walls between the pits round the trees." Zubair said, "By Allah, I think that the following verse was revealed on this occasion, but no, By your Lord they can have no faith until they make you judge in all disputes between